This is one of my GF1s, Panasonic GF1s. It's a nice camera, I use it for stills and video. And I've been after one of these 14-42 lenses for quite a while. It's a zoom lens, and I don't have another zoom lens for the GF1. So they were a bit expensive on eBay, so I had a look around and waited for one, and I saw one where the flanges had broken off. I think someone had dropped it, and for some reason the mounting plate onto the camera is plastic. I've seen some others which might be a different lens, which are actually metal. So I 3D printed a plate here with some flanges, and it all works, everything's fine. Took a few goes to get the right model to print, and it attaches to the lens, it latches in. It doesn't click very nicely, but I think that's because it's plastic, not metal. Everything's fine, works perfectly. Unfortunately, I tested the hypothesis that someone had dropped the camera, and I dropped it again, and the same thing happened to my flanges. They broke off. The lens wasn't damaged, and it was a fairly simple matter to print the part again and fit it back on. There's some hand finishing needed for some screw holes and things. You just run a drill through with a pin vise, but other than that it works pretty nicely. It means I can use that lens. Unfortunately, when I dropped the camera, I was using it with the battery door open on a mains powered system, and I broke the battery clip. So you can see this GF1's actually got a green battery clip which works, holds the battery door shut, which is the important thing. But I wasn't too pleased when I broke that, and it's a fairly complicated part to print. I've got some failed prototypes here, and it's got no flat surface you can print on, so you've got to print with some support material. And it's got a very tiny little catch there, and that's the bit that broke off on the part when I dropped the camera. And underneath, the latching mechanism is quite small. I don't think you can see it there, but the features are so small on it that I actually hand created them on the replacement parts using a soldering iron, because the 3D printer just couldn't manage it. It's not too much of a problem, it doesn't take very long, and you can sort of manipulate the plastic with a soldering iron and get a nice click, which this one does. It's not as nice as the original, but there is a click there, you can hear it, and the main thing is holds the battery door shut. So there you go, bit of a camera fix or two and some brakes.